At the edge of a spring woodland, a pair of blue tits begin searching for a secure place to raise a family. The female tests the narrow entrance, measuring whether the hidden chamber is deep enough to protect eggs and helpless chicks.
Nest building is led by the female, who carries soft moss into the cavity, one small bundle at a time.
Using her breast and feet, she shapes the loose material into a deep cup that will hold the future clutch together. The woodland floor supplies moss, dry grass, and soft fibers, but every collection trip briefly exposes her away from the shelter of the tree. She follows the same short return route, pausing at the entrance to check that the hidden chamber remains undisturbed. After days of repeated work, the nest has become a compact, insulated bowl deep inside the oak.
Nearby, the male searches beneath fresh leaves, using the species' remarkable ability to cling upside down on the thinnest twigs.
The first egg appears quietly in the moss-lined cup, beginning a laying cycle that will continue over several mornings. By the third egg, the clutch is taking shape, though full incubation has not yet begun. Each morning, the female adds another egg to the nest, hidden deep within the tree. A large clutch increases the chance that at least some of the young will survive the difficult weeks ahead. Before full incubation begins, she still leaves the nest for short periods to feed and maintain her strength.
When she leaves, the female may lightly cover the eggs, helping conceal them within the dark chamber.
With 8 eggs complete, the true incubation period can now begin. She turns the eggs regularly, spreading warmth evenly across the developing embryos. While the female incubates, the male searches constantly for food to sustain his mate. Each return follows a familiar route, allowing him to approach the nest quickly and with little disturbance. By delivering food at the entrance, the male allows her to remain with the eggs for longer periods.
Deep inside the tree, the clutch is sheltered from rain, but the female must still maintain its warmth almost without pause. Within the stable darkness of the cavity, the female turns the eggs regularly to maintain even warmth. Brief departures allow her to feed, stretch, and maintain the strength required for the long incubation period.
Even while incubating, she must replenish her energy with small prey gathered close to the nest tree.
After only a few minutes away, she returns along the familiar route to restore warmth to the clutch.
By hanging beneath the leaves, the male can reach caterpillars hidden from many other woodland birds. Regular food deliveries reduce the amount of time the female must leave the developing eggs. Near the end of incubation, the first faint movements from within the shells signal that hatching is close.
The first chick begins breaking the shell with a tiny egg tooth, working in short bursts separated by long rests.
Hatching may take several hours, as the chick must rest between each effort to widen the opening. The first chick emerges almost naked, exhausted, and entirely dependent on the warmth of its mother. The chicks do not all hatch at once, and even a small difference in timing may shape the competition for food.
Large pieces of shell are removed quickly, creating space and helping to keep the nursery clean.
Carrying the shell away reduces the visible signs that new life has appeared inside the tree. All 8 chicks have hatched, but none can yet regulate its own body temperature.
The first meals must be tiny and soft, suitable for chicks whose necks and digestive systems are still barely developed.
During these first days, the female must divide her time between warming the brood and distributing the food brought by the male. His ability to cling beneath the leaves gives him access to the soft caterpillars the growing brood needs most. Each visit lasts only seconds, Yet dozens of such journeys will determine how quickly the brood develops. The parents remove each waste capsule, keeping the nest dry and reducing the scent around the vulnerable chicks.
After only a few days, the first feather tracts appear, but the chicks remain completely dependent on warmth and constant feeding.
As their eyes begin to open, the chicks respond more quickly to every movement and sound at the nest entrance.
As the brood grows, both parents must increase the pace of their food deliveries.
Every hunting attempt can fail, forcing the adults to keep searching, changing position, and trying again. Before returning, she adjusts the prey so that a growing chick can swallow it more easily. Inside the crowded nest, each chick must compete to be seen, while repeated visits gradually spread food through the brood. Waste removal continues after many meals, preventing the confined cavity from becoming damp and contaminated.
Recovering quickly from a missed strike allows the male to maintain the relentless feeding rhythm.
Short flights between the leaves and the cavity form a survival loop repeated throughout the day.
The feather sheaths begin to open, forming the insulation and flight surfaces the young birds will soon depend upon.
With every passing day, the brood becomes heavier, more fully feathered, and increasingly demanding. The cavity is becoming crowded, and these first awkward wing stretches begin preparing the young for flight.
The light beyond the entrance now draws the oldest chicks forward, though instinct still keeps them cautious.
These clumsy exercises strengthen the muscles that will soon have to carry each bird into open air. As fledging approaches, food is increasingly delivered at the entrance, drawing the young closer to the outside world. The first attempt does not always become a flight. Hesitation is a normal part of leaving the nest. By holding food a short distance away, the parent encourages movement without forcing the young bird to leave.
No two chicks leave at exactly the same moment. Each must choose its own instant to enter the open air.
The first flight lasts only a few meters, but it carries the young bird beyond the only shelter it has ever known. After leaving the cavity, the fledgling hides within dense foliage, where stillness and muted plumage reduce its visibility.
Leaving the nest does not bring independence. For several more days, the young still rely on food delivered by their parents.
One by one, the remaining chicks leave the cavity, choosing low branches and dense cover for their first landings.
Once outside, the brood spreads through the surrounding foliage, reducing the risk of every youngster being discovered in one place.
Short flights teach the fledgling how to judge distance, control speed, and select a safe landing point.
Foraging is shaped by both instinct and observation, as the young bird studies how adults search beneath the leaves.
Missed strikes are part of the learning process, refining balance, timing, and the ability to judge distance.
The parents still provide food, but each delivery now encourages the youngster to move farther and rely more on its own strength.
After days of watching and repeated failure, the young blue tit finally captures a small caterpillar without help.
62 days after life began inside an egg, the young bird can fly, find food, and begin moving beyond the care of its parents.